Honda Trail 90. It's a 1969. I bought it really cheap because it wasn't running. I did make a video of the first time I got it started. If I can manage to figure out how to do it, I will insert it into the video. Well, it runs. Carburetor's messed up a little bit. It won't, it races if the choke is off, but I don't have an air cleaner on it. It doesn't sound too bad. I think the throttle position is stuck too, so I'll have to fix that. But it's when it ran, only running with the choke all the way out, or all the way engaged, and every time you turned the choke off, the engine raced. I said at the time I thought it was probably sucking air through the carburetor. I found out later I don't think that's the case. If you look right down here, there's this where the throttle tube is. Somebody had put that tube in sideways and broke off the little pointer that keeps it oriented, and it was kind of dragging on that. So, and it still is. I've got to try to fix it. I don't know if I'll have to buy a new carburetor or not. I'm also a little worried that that piece may have come down and got sucked into the engine, but I can't really do anything about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the obvious things I see that we need to do here. I have replaced the fuel lines. If you see it over here, you can see I've got a couple of fuel filters I put on there. I plan to mount those in a little box and put that on the side there so they're tucked out of the way. You can see that the wiring is a mess. I'm going to rewire the whole bike. I do have this hand grip here. The throttle cable's bad. This switch, I don't know if it's bad or not. I will figure that out. But I've got a new throttle cable on order, and I'll get that all put back together. I've also got a brake grip for this side coming. I didn't order one for this side. This does have an automatic clutch, so you don't need to do that. So at this point, I'm not going to put one on there yet. I've got a blinker switch here, but the bike does not have blinkers, and the switch is in pieces, so I don't know if it works. If I decide to put blinkers on, I'll put a new switch on. Front forks are in bad shape. They'll need to be rebuilt. I can get a kit for that pretty cheaply. I don't have brake lights, don't have tail lights, only had high beam headlights. All that should be taken care of with the rewiring. It does not leak oil. It does run, and I did get it to idle good with the choke open. So I don't think the carburetor is sucking air, and it doesn't appear to be plugged. If it is, I'll have to take that off and mess with it. And if I can't get that slide to work, I'll have to either replace the carb or take it off and do some work on it. The seat's a mess, obviously. Gas tank had some rust in it, but somebody has coated that. It doesn't appear to have too much crud in it because I'm not getting junk in the tank from it. Chain's in good shape. Both tires are shot. Don't know about the rear shocks yet. I'll have to see if those things are usable or whether I need to rebuild them or replace them. The exhaust has some holes that have been welded up. It's kind of okay. I tried to pull the baffle out, but it's really stuck in there. It was a little loud, so I'd kind of like to get a better baffle in it, and I wouldn't mind I may end up getting a new exhaust if this one turns out to be too loud. When I had it running at lower RPMs, it seemed okay today, so maybe it'll be okay. I'm missing the battery box that covers that stuff up down there. I can buy one of those online that's the wrong color and paint it, which I'll probably do that. The whole air box that sits over here, normally it comes up to here, and that's missing. So I'm just going to get a little air breather assembly and stick it on right there. Not sure what I'll do over there. I may get a plate and cover that. I may just leave it, or I may get some kind of little bag or box that I can mount on there and do it. This luggage rack is in good shape, but they've put hot glue or something all over it, so I'll have to try to get that cleaned off of it. I may put a buddy seat on there, I may not, kind of depends on whether we're going to do it. Headlight bucket is broken badly. I found a chrome headlight bucket that fits this model. That was only like $20, so I've got that ordered. And I think that'll look pretty good on there. Looks like the speedometer works. I can't tell for sure, but I ran the front tire just by hand and it seemed to work okay. The brakes work. I haven't opened them up to look at them and see if they're good or bad. If I need brakes, I'll put brakes on it. I'll have the tires off, the wheels off, to put new tires on when those come in anyway. So that won't be a big deal at that point if I need to do it. Other than that, it does run. Like I say, if I can figure out how to insert that video, I'll get it in there. But it ran better today when I got that slide moved down, so it was running at an idle. It didn't sound too bad, and the gears all seem to work, but I have not been able to road test it yet. I'm about out of gas, so I can't tell. I don't think I've got the carburetor adjusted quite right, but it does rev up now. So I think I may end up having to take the carburetor off and rework it, but it's kind of hard to say. But I think I'm about out of gas, so I'll go ahead and shut it down now. I've got the air breather on there, and I did get the throttle linkage unstuck. I just need the new cable and get that all put back together.